We're here today with Jason Peck of Keller Williams Realty Downtown, getting our market update for September of 2016. So Jason, as we start to slide into the back half of the real estate year, what transitions are you seeing in the market, inventory-wise and price-wise?
Inventory month over month, so looking back at August and prior months, has dropped 3%. So inventory's actually dropped. In a market shift, you'd probably see inventory actually going up, even with the seasonality adjustment. Average sales price dropped 2.2%. Once again, a seasonal adjustment. We've seen this time and time again, year over year. So we have about $446,000 average sales price point, depending on what publication you're looking at.
As we continue to slide into the backside of the year, what do you anticipate happening with pricing and inventory as we go into Q4?
We have a seasonal adjustment. It's a natural seasonal adjustment in regards to the fourth quarter. There's still historically a lot of property that does sell in the fourth quarter, October through December. A lot of people think that the real estate market basically shuts down. That's not true. So I probably will see I predict about a decline of about 19% in active inventory and roughly about 25% in under contracts.
Mm-hmm. So we're up against a presidential election cycle. A few election cycles back, the Harvard Review came out with a study that said that the market goes quiet and soft as we go into an election year. While those numbers were reported for national purposes, how does that affect the Denver market?
It's amazing how much people will anticipate what's going on in their local lives, or that their personal home purchase or sell is going to be impacted by who is president. And I just don't get that from that standpoint. Your local officials have more impact on what's going to occur with your local real estate price. But there are some people that act that way. On the flip side, that creates huge opportunity. Real estate overall has a huge herd mentality. And it's the herd mentality that usually people miss the opportunity in real estate. Okay? So you have to look at, from a herd standpoint, what is the herd doing? And I'm going to kind of do the opposite, and that's where the opportunity is. That's where you can not only save thousands of dollars, but make thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Or in one client situation that just closed earlier this week, I helped him make about $285,000 on a particular property in this hot market. Labor Day weekend, showings drop off 20%. We came in with cash, showed it during Labor Day weekend, and were able to negotiate that much off the list price because they had no other activity.
Right.
So it's about the herd mentality was, we're going to take Labor Day weekend off. We're going to go do our barbecues, this and that. My team, we're actively working with clients. We got several people under contract for well below list because we took advantage of the market.
Whenever there's a market downturn, there's always opportunity that shows up. And one of the greatest opportunities that we have is as we go into the down market, prices adjust down for seasonality. But then looking forward, we know that migration to Colorado remains strong, but permits and new development remains relatively stagnant. So we still remain at an undersupply of homes. So we know for a fact that next year we're going to have the same uptick in the real estate market. So what can we expect? Why would you take advantage of it now versus waiting until next spring?
Well, it's certainly the cost of waiting is so huge. If we look at the last 5 years, roughly interest rates have been between 4% to 3.67%. If we're going to look at specifically the month of May in 2013 versus even going into May of 2017 and saying that interest rates are going to be 4%. Year over year, with the market going up 10% year over year, it's roughly about $50,000 more that it's costing that buyer to wait. So if you're going to wait till the spring to purchase, chances are you're going to be paying $50,000 more than if you were to purchase in today's market with today's interest rates. With that being said, it even gets worse. And how it gets worse is the cost of sale from a standpoint, 30-year loan. What is it that you ultimately pay at the end of that life of that loan? And it's huge. It could be anywhere, depending on the type of loan, it could be anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 more, even though interest rates are the same.
Definitely. Well, thank you again so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you guys again next month.